we'll be continuing on the story of Little Vry here as he finishes up middle school. I'm not sure the makers of this game know when middle school is. Like, for the record, you know, your middle school is like 11 through 14 or something, right? And this, we started high school at like 10 and like 12 and we're finishing high school or middle school. I don't know what grades this whole thing is supposed to be. Because elementary school is like 1 through 5 or K through 5 or K through 6 depending on where you are in the country. And then middle school is 6 through 8 or 7 and 8 depending on where you are. High school pretty much always is grade 9 through 12, right? Whereas middle school sometimes include grade 9, but it's never the other way. It's not, no one goes to middle school in 5th grade, right? I'm not entirely sure if the people who made this game know what, like, the typical American school system was like. I'd actually be kind of curious to, like, to find out, like, who actually made this game. For you, K was a whole different school building, and then 1 through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. Okay. Yeah, it's about the same as what I went through. Although before I moved, when I was a kid, I lived in another state, and their middle school, or elementary school went through 6th grade, and then 7 and 8 were middle school, and then 9 through 12 was high school. I think? Just realized Bobby's asking if we're going to get beat up in high school. Bobby, I am a hyper-intelligent computer and math whiz who doesn't know how to read. You are a little ball of energy with social connection issues who will bust out and sing on a moment's notice. Yes, we're going to get beat up. Some of the schools you've been to for K through 12, one was K through 8, and one was 6 through 12. That is very interesting. I've never heard of that organization, but that's good to know. Like the 6 through 12 one. Now I'm thinking about it. My high school actually was a magnet program. So we did have 6 through 12 all in one building. But you'd have to audition to get into the school. So it's smaller population. Which is good, because it was not a very good big school building. But yes, Bobby, we are going to get beaten up in high school. Will we find love? I don't know. Will we get involved in a mystery where we have to save the city from a cult? Bobby, I think you're screwing with me, but you know what? I approve, and I like your line of thinking. You just lived in small towns that didn't have too many, didn't want too many buildings. It's fair. What does high school hold? Why would I tell her to calm down? She is the only positive, interesting thing in my life at this point. Like, the only other friend I have is Drowery Shadow the Hedgehog. We might find a time machine. Oh! And then we can go back and see dinos for real. But the danger to the timeline. We can handle them. The next school we go to might be in a whole new school. Yeah. Yeah. We'll be okay. I sure hope so. Bobby gives you a smile, but it's clear she's nervous as she heads off to class. It's okay, I've got 3 more turns before exams are due. Expectation, raise your imagination fulfilled. Excellent. To the brain map. We must learn. Man, I don't think we've gotten a single brain point. Wow. That has to be the shortest brain map round we've ever had. But it's okay. It gave us enough that we can learn internet. As you're used to seeing, Neil is playing at the same arcade in the back. How's it going, Neil? Oh, you know, found a Usenet group on the internet that'll give me some good info on the game. You online, little dude? Sort of. The internet is going to change everything. I was writing messages back and forth with someone at MIT. It's crazy. We're all basically wizards now. Of course, it always feels like this stuff moves faster than our brains. The changing world. I'm always trying to keep up with my students. Feels like they're leaving me behind. That way you're trying to get back into games? Yeah, they're all really into arcade games recently. So I'm just trying to stay up on what kids get into with computer science, so I can relate to the kids. Okay, well, first you need to know what a skibbity is. Trying to keep up with kids is just going to wear you out. Do you even like games? I do. They're just getting more and more complicated. And that's what these kids are into these days. Oh no, probably no. What did I do? What did I say? If you're just obviously passionate, they'll respond to that. I know. I just hate feeling old. Thanks for the advice, whippersnapper. The toilet brain rot. No. Don't worry. I don't know what any of it means. So, I just mimic words I have... I just mimic words I see being used. Without context. I am the definition of the old man. I was actually asking my niece at during Christmas. And then I'm like, oh man, that's totally this and that's totally, I'm totally with it. I lean over and go, do kids still say with it? And she'll just look at me and just like, no. I'm like, noted. I have no idea. Like, when I was that age, I wasn't up to date on the lingo. I'm definitely not going to be now. You'll never understand kids these days. Yeah, like I said, I didn't understand the kids when I was one of the kids. What am I going to do now? Hopeless. You were as well, not up to date on the terms. Language, man, it evolves so fast. Like, the only thing I ever kept up to date on for the longest time was like net lingo. But because of that, I never really caught on to like general slang that my peers were using. I also was always like 2 trends behind on everything. So it's like, yeah, this is the popular thing. Like, awesome. I'll be real happy to try it out in a year when no one cares about it anymore. Same. I just noticed there's a centipede machine back here. Like, that's the old school cabinet art for Centipede. That had like this gnarly, monstrous centipede on the front of it. And then, of course, Croaker, you know. Except for the "that's so fetch" phrase. Still use it from time to time. Was that actually a phrase that people used? I know it from a movie where they're like, "Stop trying to make fetch happen." I don't even think I've seen the movie. I just think I've seen people reference the movie. I never was clear if that was like an actual slang thing. You got it from Mean Girls, but people actually used it. Like, it was an actual slang term people used in everyday life for a while. But it came from Mean Girls. Yeah, okay. Thanks for clearing that up. I was never sure about that one. I don't know what that means. I know you don't. I know you don't. He laughs to himself and returns to playing the arcade cabinet. The teacher pats the arcade game he's been playing, but rather than starting another game, walks away. We learned internet, and we learned microeconomics. We're 12 years old, we're studying microeconomics, internet architecture, and we still haven't learned to read. I just love how ridiculous this has been ramping up through the course of this game. So in fact, we've never bothered to learn how to read, but we're still doing all this other stuff. Like, we understand algebra, and we're getting to the point of calculus. We're getting up to our irrational numbers now. Physics, biology, but I don't know words. Keep doing some tutoring here. Words be hard for real. Fair. I still want to try and learn creative writing in this game without learning how to read. See if that happens, if I can make that work. Your time in middle school has come to an end. You're filled with the excitement of what awaits you in high school. Among the laughing, exciting students, you sit quietly on the bench, alone. So, this is it, right? I guess so. Which school did you go with? Maybe I'll see you again. Not likely. I'm going to one closer to my... It's farther away, anyway. Oh, well, I guess I won't. Nathan grabs his bag and makes to walk away. Nope. Guess you won't. Looks like you won't be seeing Nathan at your high school. I guess letting him go was not the correct choice. So much for that advice about birds and if they come back to you. I don't know. You know, kiddo, when I was your age, I had a Shadow the Hedgehog too. Dad? And, let's just say, Nathan, we'll probably see him again in his own spin-off. He'll have motorcycles and guns and a tragic backstory. I don't know what you're talking about. What is it this time? It was real good of you before, doing some work around the community. Real good. I think you should consider keeping on that kind of thing. Being helpful, volunteer work, community service. Good neighbors breed good neighbors, if you know what I mean. I think I've done enough. I think I already did everything. Good work never stops, kid. You need to push yourself. But know that people appreciate your help. I got to go to the sports film, perform tutor 10 times. Let's see here. I study the internet. Yes, I can. Internet! There's monsters on the internet. That part's actually true. The internet is full of fun! The internet is full of monsters. Now how long until okay, now I've discovered what the internet's really for. Which will make high school more interesting. Computer graphics and macroeconomics. Tap the shockwave neuron to instantly collect rewards from random amount of nearby. That was actually terrible, because there was no nearby ones to grab. That also was terrible, because there was nothing for that one to grab. That was much better. Alright, let's see here. Grabbing the rainbow. Definitely want to have the rainbow. I don't have enough brain points. No! I need something that's going to open up a ton of blank spaces to see if I can score myself up. That one will give me 3. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Oh, there we go. I'm just barely lurching around here. Which gives me enough that I can learn electricity, really. That's about it. Do I really want to learn electricity, though? I need to learn macroeconomics. I need to finish mastering microeconomics. Gotta master microeconomics before macroeconomics, right? Well, I have high enough intelligence, I just don't have enough knowledge to make sweet 3D graphics, according to this. Sweet 3D graphics. Just another day in PE where you notice some of the kids calling the coach Stonehead. Yeah. How about you run some suicides? Go on, get, and you... Wait, what does that mean? I have never heard a teacher say that. Or even anyone say that. What does running a suicide mean? That seems like something that would get a teacher in trouble. Stop your lollygagging. Why aren't you running laps? I wanted to give the other kids a chance at a head start. Your joke gets a few laughs. Fair. Then to make it even, make sure you do an extra 5 laps. They're also known as line drills? Oh, okay. I know what line drills are. I've just never heard them called suicides. Again, that sounds like something that would get a teacher in trouble calling it that. That gets even more laughs from the kids as you get jogging. By the end, you're a sweaty ball of hate for PE class. The rest of the class is pretty standard, mostly going over stretches, and everyone files out of class. It's a gym teacher thing to call them the other term. I guess it just goes to show that I didn't get enough time in gym. Since I went, like as I mentioned earlier, I went to a magnet school, which was an arts-focused program. So that's where I studied film, but part of the trade-off to that is we didn't have gym class. We didn't have a gym. Any gymnasium in the building was handed over to the theater department for either practice space or tech for setup or performance space. You went to public schools, so I heard it all the time. Okay. Sorry I yelled at you before. Just gotta get sure you get in the habit. Trust me, by the time you're my age, it's way too late to get into shape. He laughs, but it's obvious he's only half joking. No more lollygagging. See you next class. But it's the end of middle school. You see him almost go to slap you on the back or something, but he doesn't. Ooh. And collect me some trading cards. This seems much more like my type of gym class. Perform tutor 10 times. Yeah, I guess I can. We'll Just do 6 tutorings? Oh, but I could spend that time to learn something, too. No, but that'll also master me tutor at this point, so we'll do that. Also, tutoring doesn't do too much. It's like only -2 to the happiness. Or mental health. I've got $300. This is the last turn before the end of middle school. Oh, this map is terrible. Like, we're getting some good stuff off of it, but like the layout was just awful. Oh, well, we're out of brain points. No more brain blast. Wait, how many more times? We need 4 more times. We could do that. We have enough points to do, I think, 4 more tutorings. Maybe not. We have enough to do 3. I met our neighbor when we went out shopping and chatted for a bit. They've been really busy and could use some help with their chores. And I thought maybe you could give them a hand. For free? Are they paying anything? The parent sighs. Where did this selfishness of yours come from? You told me to get a job. You told me to help out around for money. You taught me this. I learned it from watching you. There's another reference that shows my age. I don't know if anyone even remembers that ad. I barely remember that ad. I remember the joke more than the ad. Oh wait, bot. Did I ever shut up the one thing you showed me? Not yet, actually. I just haven't had a lot of time lately. I need you? Yeah. It'll automatically take care of the bots? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I should definitely set that thing up. I'll take a look at it after I get done tonight. Leave it to Mom to volunteer us for stuff? I know, right? After she told us to go get a job, she went and now is trying to volunteer us to do stuff for free. Perform buying groceries 10 times. But that's a paid job! See? You get $10 for doing that. I don't know what I could do with just 10 action points. I'm trying to think. I like Cloud Watch. That's true. I gotta do one tutoring. And then I'm gonna spend the rest of my middle school time learning microeconomics. There's something wrong about that sentence. Overworked. Gotta improve my mental health to learn new skills. Spin the wheel of stuff. Give me something. I don't know what. I don't really want physical. That was disappointing. We only got 10 points left. Nope. Alright, we need to get our brain gooder. Luckily, we have a lot of money. Means we have enough now to learn optics. I've got to learn something more, right? I think tomorrow's the test. Gain $100 instantly. Ooh, I have enough to do this. I could do this. Now I have an extra schedule slot for scheduling things. What is the thing they want me to do? Buy groceries? I kind of need more happiness before I do that. I'm like barely at the cusp of like, I am a seriously depressed 13-year-old. That's all I'm saying. Sure, I'll read comic books. Look, my parents are now officially more disappointed with me now that I have saw to my own needs of mental health. That's not a metaphor for life. I don't know what is. Alright, we have 10 more points, which means we can go to the park and daydream. And now we take our exam. Select 7 attributes in a single tap and earn an intuition power-up. Intuition collects all the neighboring attributes. So if I remember this, like we have to aim for hitting these goals. We only have so many moves to do it. If we don't do it, we don't go up to the next grade level. Which would be bad. Achievements of humanity. Get 3 of everything. We're up to a D now. So in case it's not 100% obvious how this is working, is you only have the number of moves up here in the corner. You have to get points to get up to your next grade level to pass out of the next grade or section of the game. To do that, you need to rack up by grabbing multiples. All the touching ones are the multiples. Basic collect 3 thing. So like if I did this, it would collect all 5 of these and get 5 points here. Then you spend these points on this to get points that get added to here. That's how it works. Ooh, we're getting up to some good ones here. 20 points for medieval armor. Just, you know, obviously something you study in middle school. Trying to look for decent combos. What do I need? I need 5 green. Or 4 green. Not the best use of points, but that'll get me to there. Yay! We got A, we're passing. And now for everything else, we get extra knowledge for every grade level we get above A. Trying to figure out where good combos are. So now we got to be very particular. Win rate in sport. We can get 9 or 4 more green. Almost everything requires green, which is the problem. We just do not have a lot of greens on the board. No moves left. Well, we still got an A. That's the important thing. That means we beat middle school. We get 150 knowledge, 10 happiness, and 15 satisfaction for our parents. High school is the final stage in growing up. Once you reach 18 years of age, in the final turn, you will face an SAT exam. Wonderful. I didn't even take the SATs in real life. Took the ACTs twice and got the same score both times. That was kind of my sign that it was just kind of like, hey, I don't think we're doing any better than this. Your exam results, along with the skills you've learned so far, will determine your future occupation. SATs stress you out? Yeah, I was not a fan of stats. From now on, you'll be able to start a romantic relationship with your friends. Oh, I'm sorry. You seem to be under the impression that I have more than one. It will affect who your future spouse will be. In high school, balancing your mental health and your parents' expectations will be difficult. Make good use of your money and pride looking for useful items in shops, or treat yourself to a mental health boosting meal in a trip diner or restaurant. Request productivity boosters from your parents, or ask them to take you on a trip to help your mental health. Also, we learned finance and accounting. We've unlocked finance and accounting and quantum physics. That's us in high school, apparently. See, 14 years. 14 years old is the right age to be in high school, at least. At least they got that right. The brain fart is completely useless, but costs valuable brain points. Avoid it if you can. Okay. Why do I always do that? Ugh. Down one. That I'll take. Yeah, I don't have enough brain points. Oh, I have no brain points. I like how my room, even in high school, apparently still has a ton of like my grade school decorations, but other parts have been updated. We've learned computer graphics and the human body. We still haven't unlocked learning to read.